Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Luke Rojas here, as you see. And I just wanted to make a video on the wrestling community, kind of, because I just think, I think everybody's a full of shit liar, and they're all getting on my nerves. Like, pretty much every side, the people who are super conservative wrestling fans, are like, oh, they shouldn't do DDTs anymore. That's just fucking stupid. DDTs used to mean something back in the day. Or it's like the crazy super smarks who think, oh yeah, fucking Jay Lethal, he cuts better promos than Ric Flair because Meltzer told me so. So let me start on Disco Inferno, because I got a video sent to me from Disco Inferno. Yeah, Disco Inferno himself didn't send it to me. A fan on the Joe Cronin show did. Go check him out because he's awesome. He's probably one of the only fucking people in the wrestling community that isn't a fucking lying scumbag. Or you're not a scumbag, just a liar or just full of shit, but whatever. I get sent this clip from Disco Inferno, basically him trashing people who are saying, oh, they're burying Cody and there's dirt sheets that they've always wanted to, or like some crazy shit, and he's like, fans just believe everything. Fans just believe everything. They believe every dirt sheet thing that they're told. And he's right on that. He's right on that. But it's what he says afterward. He's like, and if I really wanted the inside scoop, if I wanted to know, I'd just call Kidman, and I would just get it right away like that. You're full of shit. You're so full of shit, Disco Inferno. You were literally nobody in the grand scheme of things. You are a nobody in the grand scheme of things. Maybe you took bumps on WCW television fucking 30 years ago, but you are not getting the exclusive first-hand report from fucking WWE executives or Kidman. You're such full of shit, bro. You're so full of shit, bro. And, you know, if you've ever listened to Disco Inferno's podcast, I mean, he's like this all the time, where he basically overbloats his, like, importance, and it's like, he just acts as if that he knows everything because he took bumps. It's like, yeah, you are a wrestler. You know, I'll give you that. You were a wrestler during the golden age for professional wrestling, during the best time for professional wrestling. But at the end of the day, you were a jobber, and most people don't even know you. Most people who did watch fucking professional wrestling back then still like, oh, Disco Inferno. Oh, yeah. Kind of remember him, I guess. Now he's talking as if he's fucking like, as if he is getting first-hand information or some shit. Like, dude, you were a nobody. Like, you're just so full of shit, bro. And like, I feel like these old school wrestlers that do podcasts, or like old school guys, they all just come off so full of shit. Like, they act as if like, oh, I know everything and blah, blah, blah. Like, every fan, they don't know anything about wrestling. They don't know this, they don't know that. They think they know, but they don't. And then some like stupid shit where they'll be like Conan will be like, yo, like, if you're like over the age of like 25, you shouldn't like buy championship belts and shit. Like, that's fucking, it's inappropriate for grown men to buy title belts. Like, first of all, this is a reason why wrestling has these are the same people that go like, oh, the business just isn't as popular, man, because people don't want to watch. Maybe they don't want to watch. Maybe they don't want to watch because you get this weird stigma if you watch wrestling that you're some sort of like grown baby man-child or some idiot fucking doofus. And it doesn't help when that stigma is passed on by wrestlers themselves. So you can complain, oh, it's not as popular as it used to be, but then you bash on fans because they buy wrestling merchandise. Like so fucking backwards think. Like, just stop. Just stop, because it's clearly like, I want to sound cool, I want to sound different and edgy and controversial, so I might as well shit on the fans, because that's what old school wrestling guys do now. All they do is shit on fans. And it's like, you can be mad at the fans all you fucking want. Why don't you go after the fucking people who book this shit? Not saying you can't be mad at the fans, because there's plenty of fans that I'm mad at, that I think are full of shit. And then this moves me to another topic, where Solomonster. I've always fucking go back and forth. Like, sometimes I enjoy his videos, but most of the time he just comes off as this entitled douche, and he's the type of wrestling fan that these old school guys probably hate. He made this video on Vicky Guerrero where he's pretending to give a fuck, but he really doesn't give a shit. Like, oh yeah, I just wish they didn't air out their dirty laundry on public fucking platforms. Like, you don't give a shit. You like the fact that happened, so you could make a story. If you were so, oh, I just wish they didn't do that. I wish they didn't air out their dirty laundry in public. If you really wished that, then you wouldn't have made a fucking video on it. All right, an extensive video, by the way. So. And also, Solo Monster just always acts as if he's some sort of, like, I don't know, he acts as if he's got this, like, he's on the moral high ground of everything, and he talks like, oh, I know everything. It's a lot of these wrestling reviewers talk as if they are the shit. Like, oh, I know everything. Like, JD, he's the biggest braggart of them all. You know, sometimes you do agree with what he has to say, but he's such a fucking dickwad that it's hard to be, you just kind of want to disagree with him. And then he just, like, gets mad about things that haven't even happened yet. Like, and let me tell you something. If that happens, it's like, it hasn't even happened, buddy. Like, why are you getting angry about something that might not even happen? Like, he's getting, like, red in the face and he's screaming, and it's all a fake, full of shit persona. So can you wrestling fans stop being so fucking full of shit, putting on this fucking act as if you give a fuck about, oh, I wish they didn't air their dirty laundry, or acting as if that you're mad about something that hasn't even fucking happened yet, or acting as if the fans are wrong for wanting to buy wrestling merchandise, which is the whole fucking point of wrestling. You're trying to sell a fucking product. Why are you shitting on the fans for buying wrestling merchandise, you fucking idiot, Conan? Like, just stop being full of shit. You're not the fucking guy who's talking to Kidman, getting first-hand information on your shitty podcast, and you aren't mad at fans for buying title belts. You just want to sound controversial and different than what everybody else in the IWC is saying. So stop being such full of shit fucking cowards. And like what Bret Hart said. Like, here's another point. Bret Hart, you know, going on about wrestling. Oh, you know, it's I just don't like the way modern wrestling is. A bunch of fans have been like, well, it's his opinion. I don't personally agree with it, or maybe I agree with a few points of what he says, but, you know, it's his opinion at the end of the day. You fucking know if Jericho or if some guy who wasn't universally loved by the IWC said some shit like that the fucking blowback would be a lot worse from the IWC. But because it's IWC favorite Bret Hart and everybody sucks his cock constantly and acts as if he's a fucking hero and a saint, he's allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants and nobody ever gets mad at him. But they'll bring up shit from like 30 years ago on Shawn Michaels. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's just the double standards with that situation is so fucking stupid. And again, it's another classic example of why wrestling fans, the wrestling community, wrestling veterans, they're all full of shit.